Zelle. This is the second one. Put the black one up. Damn, I can't believe you brought your food. You bringing me a gift, Alexander? Don't bring your food in. That's why I'm changing, man. You bugging. Put the green one up. You were too funny, bro. You were too funny, man. You're too funny, bro. What is that? Breakfast. I didn't eat it yesterday, so it's gonna be my breakfast. You don't want to eat this. You just gotta smell everything I'm gonna eat. You want some? You want a bite? Want some cornbread? You want some cornbread, Papa? Huh? The dog scared you, right? Okay. Now, this is my breakfast, Papa. We're gonna change the sheets and stuff. They're too red, I had them up too warm. I want you to stay off. You don't want none of that either. That's coconut water, the ginger. Get off my sneaker. You bucking, man. That's why I don't give you no catnip, nigga. You don't need it. Jeez. What is you on right now? There you go. Yeah, what's good? What's good? Chat APJ, what's cracking? Let's give it a couple more minutes here. Get into it. So I just want to discuss a few things. You see, so well, it's a little something. Because I'm hungry, and I have some hot water cornbread I made, handmade, and I got some eggs and some spinach. So with the apple and the pear, that's gonna be fabulous. So I still got like 48. How many dozen? That's quite a yeah, about 4 dozen eggs from the from the chicken coops I had built a long time ago. My boys. So I got like 48 eggs, basket in the fridge, then the crisper. And then I got my jackfruit for later on. So I'm going to whip up some spinach and eggs with some cayenne pepper and my hot water cornbread. I got a frozen steak that's thawing out. This is the last one. I got my apple and my pear, which I'm going to part. Usually I make a juice or smoothie with the apple and the pear, but not today. I poo real good. No more. So anyway, I just wanted to reach upon something. I was looking at something. I was attempting to stay up. I thought Westside was going to live last night. Oh, I was so tired though. I was looking at this woman. I forget how long ago it was in Wisconsin, who on meth and I think shooting up trazodone, murdered her boyfriend. I forget her name and his name anyway, and she murdered him choking while having sex. And meth, under the guise of drugs and alcohol, man, a lot of bad things. We know alcohol spirits, which is not elusive. It's based upon facts. Is a very, very deadly concoction. And she decapitated the head, put it in a bucket, left it at the bottom stairs, and cut up the body, put a foot and a leg in the vehicle, and all the other parts boxed up and this, that, and the other. And she left the head downstairs. So when the mother came home, she saw this. Now, when they caught her, only thing she had to say was, dang, I can't believe I left the head. That seems to be one of the most morbidest things going on, especially with drugs. A lot of people in the cartel who have committed to doing these atrocities, some of them stolen from their families, made to fight to the death, and those still standing and given permission to fight, and they're desensitized. The young ladies, parents who are murdered, same thing. And they commit these atrocities, and they're just, the number is beyond comprehension. Now, we have a history of the same thing. I don't think any of the things what the cartels are doing, murdering their own people, and not some of them, not all their own people. Over the centuries that we've been here, we've done our share. It's just that the media don't put it up there because they don't want melanated people here, or darkness people here, to feel like they've got any kind of power. The problem is, we've butchered more people than you can even imagine. Oh, we have. And there are people still doing it, but they're under the guise of drugs and stupidity and a few other things, besides the fact that they're disconnected from who they are and their truth. So I don't want to hype that up. I'm not advocating violence. Y'all know this. I'm on the internet, so they're going to mess me up. I just turned it off. I guess they're not messing me up. You guys will miss out, and I guess that's what they want. Anyway, and you see there's a delay, right? That's the so-called 5G. Anyway, I've got a number of things I've been analyzing from the Washington Post, Governor Greg Abbott, Senator John Thune. It goes on up. Committee on Homeland Security. If you can hear me, that's good enough. If it's acting up with the picture, don't worry about it. You know what I look like. Wilson Center. These are different things in New York Post. So anyway, Afghan national FBI terror list nabbed trying to cross border with migrants. Now that's May 14th. We know that right there, because if you know the dynamics of the media, you know what it is. We know that there's well more than that. Wilson Center, United States face multifaceted threats from foreign terrorist organizations such as ISIS and Al Qaeda, as well as state-sponsored terrorism crossing over the border and coming into the land. Webster's votes. More than 1.3 million have evaded apprehension at the southern border, according to Border Patrol, Customs and Border Patrol. What apprehension? They weren't apprehended. No, but they were. I've got video footage. Them standing right there while the people were coming over. They weren't allowed because Title 40 whatever ran out, and they were coming in. This is deliberate. When you want something to happen, you're going to put people in a position to allow certain things to happen. Now, they were at certain customs checking certain individuals, but we know how the drug thing is. For every 20, 5 to get caught, 15 come over, all right? So as far as drug mules, right? And sometimes it's made like that. It's purposely made to sacrifice the few with threats to their family and everything else. Now, Joe Biden's border crisis turns into full-blown catastrophe. We know about this. And why is that? The fact that we've seen 80 individuals on the terrorist watch list attempt to enter our country. I would say for every 100% of terrorists Well, the terrorists are in our government. But anyway, and it's not our government, this fake government. Okay? Those are the terrorists. The real terrorists are in the government, controlling media, this, that, and other. And we know they call themselves Jews and they're not. So, for every 80 they say they caught, I guarantee you there's 300 that got 300 to 400 that got through. Because they set it up like that. They require and need certain individuals, and the other ones, those are low factors. I'm making that statement based on what little knowledge I have from certain parties. Now, Governor Greg Abbott, Operation Lone Star surges border resources as Title 42 ends. So Operation Lone Star surges border resources as Title 42 ends May 12th, which we know what happened there. And that's Greg Abbott. They did their best, certain parties and even civilians who patrol the border, at apprehending many and keeping many from coming over, even some shootouts that the media won't talk about. Now, as far as the press release, May 24th, Mayorkas issued a National Terrorism Advisory System, NTAS. That's what NTAS is, National Terrorism Advisory System, bulletin regarding the continued heightened threat environment across the United States, May 24th. Now, how many terrorists have attempted to cross the southern border? Data is limited and imprecise. The report said that in the first half of fiscal year 2018, immigration officials at southern border parts of entry encountered 41 persons. Now, that's March. So we know what happened May. We know what happened April and May. But what about long before that? See, this is where it gets lost in the source. So when you think about the Colombia Travel Advisory, when you think of talking about the Colombia-Venezuela border region, due to crime, kidnapping, and risk stuff, well, anyway, trafficking, all that other stuff, and drugs. While terrorists have not specifically targeted private U.S. citizens, they are still crossing the border. Who would advise them to do such? That set them up and to make it known that this is what's possible. Now, risk, because you got to remember now, ISIS and all those were foreign, whether they were from Uzbekistan, Russia, whatever, the Crimea, Palestine, Africa, South America, a lot of Muslims down there, who fought ISIS, fought against Americans, even Americans, so-called U.S. nationals. That's what I'm gonna call them from now on. Fought against. We shouldn't have been over there in the first damn place. So I just want to lay out how we got to where we're at. Now, Title 42 ending, COVID era border policy expires. Policy. They had you believing it was law. This is what I say with tyrannical. That's why we're reading Pell Horse. And there's other books other than William Cooper. Now, the Republican recap, week of May 8th, 2023, as of the February encounters at the southern border, already surpassed 1 million for fiscal year. That was May 8th, 2023. Around 80 individuals on the terror watch list have been caught. That means caught. You know what it says have been? Not all. All right? They want you to believe they're all professional, this, that, and other. They're doing, listen, temporary reintroduction of border control, language selection, migration, and home affairs. It's a layout. If you want to look at Reykjavik and all these other Council of Europe Summit and international borders and all this other stuff. First of all, Europe ain't got a damn say-so in this fictional border they created that should have never existed in the first place, with a lot of their people who came here to conquer the land, and then our people who are mixed in who don't even know it based upon ignorance. At least 193. This is what I'm going to get to the hill. This is the hill. I'll read them quite a bit. April 20th. April, between March and May, right? April 20th, 2023. The Border Patrol apprehended 11 illegal border crossers who were on the watch list during 4 years of the previous administration. But 193 suspected being involved in terrorism have crossed the southern border. That's the ones they recognized. How the U.S. patrols its borders, we don't need to worry about. Now, in the New York Washington Examiner, as far as March 23rd, border data, 284 suspected terrorists apprehended so far in fiscal. Some people say, well, what is 284? What can one terrorist do? Like, these people are so stupid. Now, the problem here entails, what are they being permitted and allowed to do? And based upon your ignorance, are you allowing yourself because of costume characters? Now, we know we have a lot of individuals get in there. They get desensitized because they see things that most of y'all don't see. And so when they deal with people, they deal with that based upon the policies and the corrupt individuals who politic within the departments. And they're all over, sadly. No, there's still some good ones out there. I'm not going to sit here and bash them all. There's still some good ones out here. Let's look at this. Here's an example, right? A Marine Lieutenant Colonel stemmies alleged human trafficking ring in D.C. suburbs, right behind the damn Capitol. But we know what's going on with them with Epstein Island and all the other islands and places you don't even know about. So he's the lackey to give you hope, a false sense of hope, so we can have the fake people come on, QAnon and this, that, and other, talking about, look, we caught and we got Epstein, so we know there's a whole lot of people, blah, blah, blah. Whoa, 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 whoa. They give you that to satisfy, you know what I'm saying, your little taste bud when there's a whole lot more going on. So anyway, let's go on further. Marine with the Marine Advisory Company, A Force Headquarters Group, mind you, he was a police officer, take part in the military award ceremony at Joint Base Anacostia Bowling in Washington, D.C., May 7, 2023. One of the 4 Marines being recognized thwarted a transnational criminal human trafficking organization while drilling with his unit that weekend by identifying the signs of exploitation and ultimately freeing a handful of young teenage women in the Virginia Human Trafficking Task Force. Why is this? A Marine Reserve officer's quick thinking is credited with busting a gang's alleged human trafficking operation in Alexandria, VA, where the lieutenant colonel was staying during a recent drill weekend in nearby Washington, according to service officials. The Marine Corps dubbed the lieutenant colonel a hero in a news release this week, announcing he had been awarded the Navy Marine Corps Commendation Medal for his May 5th actions. May 5th, y'all. After he noticed a young girl who seemed out of place in his Alexandria hotel lobby. The Marine, an infantry officer whose identity was not released because of his work in civilian law enforcement in Virginia, said the girl showed signs of distress and had the number 13 tattooed on both her arms. I came back from drill and noticed the young girl acting strangely and dressing out of place in and around the hotel lobby we were staying at. The officer said in the Marine release. The Marine Corps did not identify the hotel. The way she was walking, back and forth, in and out, it almost seemed like she was hoping to be noticed by someone. Now, the officer was familiar with human trafficking activity and the gang known as MS-13 from his law enforcement. What the fuck are they doing in Virginia? All right, law enforcement, because we got dumb niggas. A lot of them women that end up dead in the freezers and the bodies and organs missing, that niggas in Chicago and all this are done by goofy punk ass niggas who work with these people who get a paycheck for these organs, liver, lungs, test, you name it, kidneys. Yes, people, your own people working with these motherfuckers are betraying you, because I told you about the music and industry and everything and what they have reached out and done and what they're paying people for, and you don't even pay a fucking attention to because your people are running around, your little misguided children, because a dumbass woman. I just had one of them L's. This girl, I tried to chat with her sometimes back about a year ago or whatever, and she comes over watching my videos, but she's one of these goofies, and I pay attention to everybody. All right, I don't even know why she's still a friend of mine on Facebook, because I don't want no friends on Facebook. People are following me because they want to hear things that make sense and mean something. When I want all the people I grew up with and a whole lot of idiots to unfollow me and get the hell as far away from me as possible. That's the only way I would keep Facebook. But some of them niggas are still holding on. Some people say, well, why don't you delete? I already got rid of 800 of them. If that ain't a message, you think they would stop holding on, they would take their monkey asses somewhere else, but they still stand there looking all stupid, you know? So anyway, you can look this up. Where's this at? This is the Stars and Stripes. Go pull it up on the Marine Lieutenant Colonel, all right, and look at it. Now, there's other ones as well. Now, you know there's a team of ex-Special Forces members, and they transition all the time, who out there who travel abroad and everywhere else to find trafficked, I can't even get the word out, trafficked women and boys, all right? And they've been pretty good, as successful as they can be. I remember being in Amsterdam. I had a female I was dating who was out of Germany. We call them mulatto or whatever, fine and monk. And they gave me leave because she looked so, they were like, James, go out there. I was a kill. I wanted to visit and see where some family came from. And one night, I think it was the third night in, they raided one of the witch calls because there was an American sister there. She'd been there for about 10 years, trafficked there. Yes, in Netherlands, in Amsterdam. And I think that was the day when me and her went and did the little boat thing and went to visit the porcelain factory and stuff. I bought some mugs and stuff like that. I mean, official blue white porcelain cups. And what was that, 80? Was that 88? Was it 1988? They got quite a few sisters who have been trafficked there. And the thing that bothers me the most is that it's not like the governments don't know this. All right. And these people don't work with governments like that. They work with law enforcement, this, that, and other, but with certain parties who they've served with and fought alongside with. And y'all don't get it. Y'all just don't get what's really going on out here. But when you think about Chicago, that little young girl, that sister went out there with the people that really didn't like her and they murdered her, and they was going to get her orders. They was going to get her body parts. And no, it didn't work out as well as they wanted to. You can Google this information. There's tons. When you got almost 1 million people around Earth, children and women missing every year, that's not really naming everyone, because you got to think about those who aren't born in the hospital. And those numbers are just phenomenal. People who sell babies and children for the purpose of some real crazy things. I just want to come on and talk about that this AM. I'm actually going to come on and read here in a little bit, but I want to eat first. I had a slight little headache, but it's gone. Like I said, I had my sea moss and sour soap this morning. Oh, that coconut water with ginger and lime. Huh. And I want y'all to really pay attention. There's a Navy SEAL. What is his name? He's very good and want to share information on tactical stuff and for some of you. I mean, guys, it's good to take what little information there is and utilize it to the best. You know what I'm saying? And this individual, you can subscribe. You don't have to subscribe. I would suggest you really pay attention. This is called Frogman Tactical. Don't fall victim to this vicious attack, which actually happens way more than you can even imagine. Even for those of you who get locked up, it can be applicable. I like him. I follow him. I watch his shows and everything. And I still watch Sean Ryan, ex-Navy SEAL, ex-CIA. He has some very informative individuals and valuetainment. The Iranian Christian brother, I respect what he's doing. He's very lethargic. He's very smart and intelligent in how he moves. I don't care about Facebook and Instagram and all that. So I like what they do. But I also do it because I want to touch some of them in a way they've never been touched. And I don't care what protection they think they have. I'm about a different way of, and it has to be seen for what it is. And that's why I like to see when they get these little emotional, disturbed individuals that come frolicking in their little fake world and they want to go against the grain and they want to act a certain way. Well, I lay out things, and that's why I do what I do. And I speak the way I speak because there's a reality to it. So if you want to cross me, you want to utter my name in disrespect, you want to walk in the light of something else, you want to come over here like a hack or a Job, and you want to carry on, just know this. I don't need to know your name. I don't need to know what you look like. And I'm attempting to invite you into a world that you don't even know exists, that's around you and you're in all the time. You don't have to believe me. I really don't care. You need to believe in yourself and look further in yourself, because most people have no clue as to what they epitomize or their ideologies. Okay? I mean, we still got these people talking antichrist and this and that and that. They need to just shut up. They're their own antichrist. They're their own godless individuals. They are without zero truth in walking of any knowledge other than regurgitating garbled garbage. And that's what we deal with, especially a lot of these women, until they wake up and come up out of their coma. They're going to continue to walk around and be one of the biggest problems we've ever had. Okay? Until we get those women who stand up and be the true power, that which radiates and energizes us. These women out here, there's a lot of them, they're worthless. There's a job we have, and it's not just the fact that they make us powerful. It's to I'm not saying go out and start cockroaches, Rwanda. I'm not saying go and harm them. You must be much more verbal in laying these things out, regardless of this fake agenda, these fake laws, and these fake politicians, these goofy mugs running around in costume. You have to step up to these dumb women and bring them up out of this stupidity, the dumbitude, and bring them back over into the four-way of walking in the green grass and actually seeing the pasture so they can illuminate themselves. Because we keep dealing with these dumbass wenches and making these goofy-ass Negroes. All right? The most pathetic men that ever walked the earth. All right? So we have to change that. We have to manifest our truth, elevate ourselves from the crap hole the crapiola, the crap hole we're in. Are you getting what I'm saying? If you're going to be about religion, study it, really walk in it, but be careful and stay away from the theology of it. The theology is nothing but a perversion. That's where they have incremented. They've been able to add so much nonsense and to create such delusions because a lot of stuff that they so-called deciphered from the Ojibwa language, right? It's nonsense. Do you know they still pushing certain individuals to be natives and they're not? This is how sick they become. When I look at Oklahoma and the two brothers who got locked up on the reservation, I tell y'all to come up out them goddamn reservations as them frauds. All right, talking about freemen, y'all sound like idiots because y'all don't even know what freeman means. It means you were never a slave, you dumbass. Freeman and freedmen. Freedmen from POWs and freemen were never a slave. I'm looking at these dumb Negroes and these certain black and these so-called native organizations, and I've listened to what they're talking about, and they're the most dumbest individuals I've ever seen in my entire life of being ascension awoke. Okay, I couldn't sit there and talk to them even with the laws. I studied laws. I couldn't do it because I'd be sitting there talking to a bunch of hypocrites, idiots, or people who are paid to be that delusion. All right, there's a reality, and then there's their reality, and their reality has nothing to do with the truth whatsoever. So we're dealing with this purgatory, this setup. I had a couple of pills because somebody honored you. I was like, oh, what do you mean? I'm a convert. I says, well, no, you're not. I didn't accept you. I don't know who you are. What's the term Jew mean? Well, and he started going into that King James, and I said, boy, you know what? Go on about your life. What? You here to argue about what? You have no argument. You have a lot of dribble coming over your lip, but you got dentures in your mouth fumbling around, trying to catch and keep it from coming out, attempting to be civil. This is not a democracy. You don't know nothing about what you talk about. You're a fraud. So go on about your little merry life. You see what I'm saying? Now, I know some of y'all are cheap, and I'm serious about buying these books. And, you know, if you don't want to donate, fine. More power to you. But I'm going to continue to read regardless. Appreciate it. YouTube, like every other source, because we know it's read by these fake ass feds, they have an issue because they don't like when they see something so close to what may be relegated to the truth, but they're messing with a place that they shouldn't. You know, they like we killed giants, we done. I don't give a damn whether it's real or fake. There is a reality. Situational, I can't get these words out, y'all. Situational awareness is very important. This is what happens. I'm telling you, when you start studying languages or you want to clean up stuff, there's words I'm looking at in these books, and I'm going to listen to sounds and I'm working on them. It's just part of the, you know, the diaspora, I guess. If you want to learn a language and you want to practice certain words and get your R's right and this, that, and other words start making less sense and you start stumbling with them. It's not that you won't get them right or have them together. It's just part of it. And trust me when I tell you this, because I'll be going and writing down words and I'll be like, how does that sound? Okay, let me see if I can say that. And then when I think about what it means and I want to say the word, I fumble on it like, oh, dude. Something I've said for many, many decades. Anywho, I just wanted to share that with you, not about fear or anything. I want you to pay attention to your surroundings. Go ahead and check out Tactical Frogman. All right, Frogman Tactical, however you want to look at his Navy SEAL. There's a number of other ones. Be careful. There's a Marside guy that talks about the same stuff. excellent information to help you litigate your terrain. All right. It's nothing wrong with having this information when you haven't had the man and woman in your life to nurture you and teach you these things, to which our ancestors, which I read before about, if the men were great fighters, would kill 20 to 30 to 50 men. And if they fell, the women would pick up and be able to accomplish and do the same thing. So what am I missing here? What is it that you think you know compared to what you don't know? I'm attempting to get you out of the stalemate of stagnitude that you're in. That's right, another word I created, y'all. Stagnitude, bandwagon layer. Well, anyway, I've got a plethora of them. So get you out of the stagnitude, that stank place of thinking that's irrelevant to the reality of the situation, to elevate you to another place of commonality, to be able to move in a different vernacular. When somebody was talking about, but women aren't as strong as men, you just don't have a real clue. You keep telling them that, they believe that, they become that. Well, it's genetics. Shut up with that nonsense. See, now they're living in this nocturnal world of darkness, symbiont to the hypocrisy of this false narrative, instead of allowing the women to believe otherwise. And then we go, well, MMA, half them people are overtrained, light as hell. I don't care about what they can do on the field and how the people they choked out and people don't know how to swing and this, that, and other. And it's good to have the training, but how many of y'all going to work with the sisters in your neighborhood and get them used to locking people up? I know some sisters in Brazil that choke all you niggas out. Capoeira and kick y'all upside y'all head and lay you out like a cold and in a cold sweat. And our women are supposed to be so much more powerful, and yet, because of the world we live in, we've allowed that to seep into us, to be so septic, so you don't even allow yourself, because you're listening to these dumb religious women who don't know no better. I'm not knocking religion. I'm knocking the reality of the situation of our people. All right? That's what I'm chewing the witch card on, is spitting out. What's that? The cud and spitting out. Because you need to know these things. All right? Regardless of the lives you've been living. Okay? Now, like I said, all these people you keep following, TikTok, this, that, and other, not everyone is meant to be a damn teacher. In certain vernaculars. I'm serious. And yet you'll run to these idiots because they haven't been nurtured to do so, and they just get stuff and regurgitate it, and it's the same pathetic poison, and you're not allowing yourself to elevate, to see the difference and have a reality other than the lie you've been living. I know you're still over there following this one and that one, and some women come over here and they get all emotional. Take your ass on. I don't want nothing to do with you weak strands of broken DNA. Nothing. All right. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to come back a little later. Let me shout everybody out, and we're going to get it in. Rondo, my man Ganja, shout to Higher APJR. Appreciate it. Herbo, original Lone Wolf. What's up, beloved Mikey Hill? Yes, yes. Mad love and respect, everybody. We're the only change there is. You hear me? I had to tell this idiot last thing. This idiot asked me, because I was wearing this, right? Yo, why are you wearing it? I says, what do I look like to you? And said, be careful and choose your words wisely. Because you open your mouth with an intention for ill thought and will. Well, it's a red engine. Is an engine really red? I says, you know where the term comes from? From the French, bleed our blood, bleed our black skin red. Do you know where that's the original of it? It has nothing to do with some goddamn Mongolian, your half sibling. You don't even know your heritage. And everybody that come across like you always got somebody black in their family. Let me tell you something, idiot. That's the only lifeline you got right now standing here talking to me. What you talking about? I said, you asked the question, you got to answer. Know what you don't comprende? And he went about his damn business. I don't have time, man. I'm not with it. I don't care. Don't care at all. Stupidity. In the world of makeup and hodgepodge. So anyway. Any sisters, if you come in and you're quiet, you already know. And my brothers, you know it's always 2 and a 1. Get y'all here in a little bit for the reading.